is now being recorded.
Hello.
Hey, we're back.
We're back. This is the V2V podcast with Shorts and Aurelius. In case you didn't know. Episode 6?
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
So we're gonna do hundreds of these apparently.
Yes, I think we'll just endlessly do this. Although next week I don't know what you're gonna do if I'm in Reno. We'll have to talk about that as well at some point.
It's not like you can't call in.
That's true, but I don't know what I'm doing on that day, and I'm flying on that day, so...
Right. Well, we'll figure it out.
I think it's...
Maybe we'll have a special guest.
Yeah, there you go. Or, like, I'll call in from the airport or something, or... Yeah.
What day is that? On Tuesday, actually, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. So how was your week?
Yeah, my week was good. Few barbecues, and, I had this facial recognition gig that I did that was about 15 minutes long, and they took some pictures of me while I was sitting in a chair, and I kind of had to look at these different, bobbles on the screen while they took different pictures of me and video of me, and then, I should be getting $100 in the mail at some point, so that's one. And then I've got another gig today in Hollywood where I'm doing a TV show, sort of, analytics for TV show testing.
Huh. Facebook hit me up for, some kind of $100 focus group. Thing that's supposed to happen on Thursday. I'm going to go to a hotel.
Yeah.
In a room with a bunch of people and talk about group admins and community standards.
Wait, you're not going to go to a hotel with a bunch of people and dress like a clown? Da-da-da.
Well, that's pretty bold. That's a bold move right there.
Yeah.
To bring up clowns already.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was going to save that for like a grand finale, but it may be better to get into clowns right away for the benefit of people who are really into that stuff. Because they may not want to wait.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to keep, clown fetishes waiting or, have people craving clowns during the podcast.
Right. So I sent out a message to our listeners to come up with some interesting topics that they might be interested in for us to discuss, in either briefly or in depth, whatever. So my friend Allison Rea from Oregon, immediately said clown sex parties.
Okay.
And I wasn't aware of clown sex parties. I suppose I was aware of it, but just kind of blocked out the idea.
We'd all kind of seen those pictorials in Penthouse where they had a girl in a clown outfit. Once in a blue moon.
Right.
They have those kind of clown fetish shoots. So we all knew it was kind of a thing.
Yeah. Right, but I always thought that stuff like that was probably the photographers thing.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I've got an idea. Let's dress you up as a clown. And then the young lady was probably very dubious and scarred later on in life.
Yes.
So clowns they're for children, really. I guess the idea is to, bring joy to a child. I've never been a real fan of clowns. They don't scare me like they do some people, but I always thought clowns were weird. But they're weirder than we thought.
Clowns are extremely weird, and I've never liked them. In fact, in England, at sort of elite birthday parties of kids, there was this special clown called Smarty Artie, And
Mhm.
he was like this one dude who went around and made a fortune doing kids' birthday parties. But I hated him. I thought he was horrible. But he seemed to be at every fucking birthday party I went to as a kid.
Right, and then there's of course the the legacy of John Wayne Gacy and his clown
Sure.
thing, which kind of just like really messed up clowns, because now even if they're just associated with like super weird, like there's that undercurrent of is this guy like a serial killer kind of a thing,
Sociopathic kind of behavior. Yeah, it's a bit demented, and then of course it didn't help either. Stephen King.
Well, sure. So then there's like, but I guess on the adult side of things, there's these underground clown sex parties, like silly sex.
Yeah.
And they're like, I think they spring out of like the circuses, and then like the after parties turn into like clown orgies.
Right.
And
right.
That kind of makes sense, because I know just from my theatrical days that there was a bit of that kind of behavior going on between like actors and actresses.
Yeah.
Because you're still in that kind of pretend mode.
Sure.
So,
sure.
And it's a great way to it's a great way to have to avert eye contact the next morning for sure.
We'll talk about method acting. That's some serious method acting.
Oh, definitely. Right. So I was looking some stuff up because I really wasn't that informed about clown sex parties, and it just seems to be like a pressure release valve kind of a thing, that it's it's secret, no one knows about it, it's our thing.
Sure.
But then there's like the predatory like guy who goes out and meets a woman in a bar and then takes her back home and then convinces her to do clown sex. Right.
That guy.
And then there's a sex move called the Froop.
Okay.
That's what it's called. It involves a goat, 3 wise men, and exceptional timing. It's a bit intricate, I'm reading. I admit, but if you can pull it off, your life will never be the same. Tonight I'm going to a party with a couple of non-clown friends. I'll leave early so that I can hit up one of those bacchanals before bed. I haven't told my non-clown friends yet the reason I'm a clown. Part of me thinks I never will. Unquote. So
the poor ashamed sex clown. Oh.
Right. Is that part? I guess that's part of it, because there's this element of well, first of all, you're a clown, and your friends know you're a clown, and they think that's weird to begin with. So you can't really tell them what else goes on in that world.
Right.
Because
right.
You'd lose your real friends, basically, at that point. You and no one wants only clown friends, even clowns.
Right.
So, yeah, Allison, there we go. The underbelly of clown sex parties in brief.
Wow.
I think I think that's it. I can't go on. I can't further go on into the clown sex world, because I mean that's just, it is what it says. Like, that's it. They're clowns, and they have big orgies, and they love it, but they're not going to talk about it.
Right.
So that's our job, and we just exposed. This is like maybe breaking news.
Yeah, I feel like this has never
clown sex parties.
I feel like this has never been covered before. It's like Neil Armstrong walking on the moon.
In big red shoes.
And huge honking noses.
Doing the Froop.
The fruit.
The Froop. It's like FROOOOOP exclamation point.
Oh, the fruit.
Goat, 3 wise men, and exceptional timing.
I like the dude who takes the girl back and convinces her to do some clown stuff. That's the best dude. like, you get her back to the apartment after, kind of buying her a few drinks, you got her home, you got her in there, you got everything going for you, and then you break out, hey, I kind of like to do something a little different, I kind of like you, so far it is, but I kind of like, I have this thing with, big feet, and, large shoes, and huge red noses, and kind of like red lips, white faces.
Right, the guy was talking about the smell of the grease paint and how that's a turn on in itself.
Oh, God.
But update.
Okay.
This woman is now his girlfriend.
Yikes.
Right, he's going out to try to, like, give her some humiliating sex experience, but she likes it so much that she's into it, and now they're doing it all the time. That's
one fucked up couple.
Yeah, but it's great. I mean, it worked, or not worked, or
sure.
It wasn't. Yeah, now there's underground sex parties,
right,
with clowns. Now it's like
right,
clown furries or something.
This is the sound of underground. Hong Kong. Meet me.
Yeah.
All right, should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on. Wow, that was a nice sound. What was that?
I didn't hear anything. What?
Yeah, right when we said let's move on, I heard this little tone like doo-doo, like it was a new topic time.
I didn't get that.
Wow. I think we're speechless.
Yes.
So The Onion, the satirical newspaper.
I do know it, yeah.
Right. They put up an infographic called Myth versus Fact Homelessness.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be like funny or satirical. So The Onion looks at some of the common myths about homelessness. Here we go. Myth. It is expensive to house the homeless. Fact. Our prison system is quite profitable. Myth. The homeless spend their money on drugs and alcohol. Fact. You also do that. Myth. People think the homeless are a bunch of drug addicts uninterested in improving their lot in life. Fact. True, our society does lack empathy. This is The Onion, right? Myth. Homeless people don't want jobs. Fact. Nobody wants a job.
Right.
Myth. Homeless people can make hundreds of dollars a day panhandling. Fact. Almost all of that money goes to the IRS due to panhandlers' tax status as independent contractors.
Whoa.
Myth. The homeless epidemic disproportionately affects people of color, disabled people, and veterans. Fact. Sure, if you're going to cherry pick.
Yeah.
Myth. Homeless people are often mentally unstable and can be a danger to themselves and others. Fact. You're thinking of the incredibly wealthy.
Yeah.
Myth. The homeless community can just take care of each other. Fact. If that's what helps you sleep at night.
Right.
So I was like, wait a minute. Where's the satire?
Right.
Like,
there's
all
no
of these
satire.
points are like, maybe
factual.
aside from the tax question.
Yeah.
These are all like ring very true to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of incredible that we are dealing with, approximately over 500,000 people in the United States, are homeless on any average night.
Yeah.
And there's this great misunderstanding of what that means, how people got there, what it's like to be out on the street, or in a shelter, or crashing on someone's couch for a week without really any fixed address, because that's really what it comes down to. I mean, it's
well, I want to bring something up because this kid who was out on the beach when Chunks was out there for a while, named Vincent, has come up with this brilliant idea for a nonprofit.
Okay.
He started this sort of documentary series called Dirty Kids, which is documenting his life out on the street. And
Oh
kind
yeah,
of, you know,
I saw that. I saw a promo about that. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, and he's come up with an idea that he could start a place where he could buy the supplies to build backpacks for $5 and then sell those backpacks to, you know, rich people for $80
Mhm.
while supplying one homeless person with a backpack per every 2 sold.
Okay.
And he can actually pay the workers for their day work too. And it would
The
sort
people
of
who
be,
make the backpacks?
yeah,
Interesting.
it's a
Huh.
really good idea.
Sure. So where does the rest of that money go? What, like back into making backpacks and paying people?
Yeah, well, that, and then he wants to start up a drop-in center, and he wants to start up a small store where he can sell stuff that dirty kids find that's expensive, you know?
Right. You know what's interesting? I like that idea. I think to add to that idea, like kind of like what I was just referring to regarding having an address.
Yeah,
Maybe that could be one of the things provided as well, because it's really, really almost impossible to get, like, say if you want a job, like a legitimate job, it's almost impossible to get a job without some kind of real address, because you're either putting down like the address to like the welfare office where you can quote unquote get mail, but only government mail, or like general delivery, but that looks really strange too on like a job application, because your area code is like 5 zeros.
yeah,
You know, and that's like a big red flag for people who might want to hire somebody. So having having access to like a permanent mailing address that can also be used as a parent residential address would be a big benefit.
sure.
Yeah, no,
I'll talk to him about that.
It's a good idea. Sure.
I mean, it's the first idea that I've heard anyone come up with on the beach that's plausible and could make sense and could work. And he has enough people in his sort of community of friends, because he's done sort of DJ gigs and stuff like that, to where he could actually make it happen. You know?
That's cool. I liked the video I saw. It was very well done. Like,
yeah,
and it was pretty inspirational. In fact, like the whole tone was very, very nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Yeah, because you know, this whole idea of housing the homeless is like, it's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere at all, and no one has anywhere to house them, really, apparently. Or would they do, but no one wants anyone homeless in their community, you know, and they don't want a hub of homelessness. I mean, one of the things with that lot that's sitting, you know, next to Gold's Gym, or opposite Gold's Gym, you know, that bus lot that's been empty forever. Like, they don't want to make that a homeless place because they fear that it'll become a permanent thing. Because there is no housing and there are no solutions.
But the ironic thing about that is if they built these apartments there, the affordable housing part would be like $1,000 to $1,500 an apartment. Still, and that's affordable. Like, as opposed to $3,000 to $4,000 for an apartment anywhere else in that neighborhood. Your average homeless guy or family even in the area can't afford that anyway. Yeah. Like, it would be useful, but the idea that there'd be a bunch of homeless people there, or formerly homeless people, that's ironic too, because then they wouldn't be homeless anymore. They'd just be formerly homeless. Yeah. And what's the problem with that? That's really the crux of that idea that needs to be blown up. Like, if there's a homeless person and there's a place for that person to live, and then they move in, they're not homeless anymore. So
Right.
what's the problem? Oh, we just don't like that person, I guess.
Well, what they're proposing for that lot is more a drop-in center and sort of a place, and so therefore the community doesn't want it because they feel like there's no addressing of actual homelessness. You know, it's just a drop-in center well, they do have a point. They don't want to like create a hub that draws people in from downtown as well. You know, the apparent count out on the street when they did consensus out here was that there was 1,000 people on the street here in Venice every night. You know, that's a lot of people, man.
It is. It is, and that number's only going to go up.
Yeah.
It's only going up. There's no way it can go down like that. And that's a kind of an impossibility. How can those numbers like ever drop?
I feel like you've lucked out, like with where you're at right now, man. Because I feel like there's nothing else. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it took
Sure. Not luck, but work.
Out.
Yeah.
But there was, I mean, there are literally hundreds of places like this all over Los Angeles.
Sure.
That people can move into with little or no money, with rents ranging from $500 to $1,000 a month. There are requirements, and at that point you come to that decision point whether or not you want to give up a particular lifestyle to do something different.
Sure.
Because if you don't, then you're not eligible. Like, and it's just like any standard, like, kind of reference check, like, that you have to go through to move into any place. Like, but the criteria is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want you stumbling drunk coming home, basically. Right. We don't, we want, this is a place where people, aren't using and abusing drugs and alcohol. And, there are no, other than that, there really aren't any restrictions per se. I mean, anybody, like my stoner friend or whatever, is welcome to come over. You just can't light up here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're going to put somebody in danger of like relapsing, and then that person may, through their own bad choices end up in, another dark place.
Well, also you've decided altogether that is a safe zone. In that area there are no drugs and there's no drug use, and that's just part of the rules and agreements. So therefore anyone coming in and doing that is a violation of that agreement,
and, Sure. Because out on the street people get this idea that over time that the rules don't apply particularly to them.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous because of course they do. We all societally agree on, like, kind of on a volunteer basis, that these are the social guidelines that we follow. And like and it's not even about like some authoritarian figure dictating. It's more of an anarchical situation where we're all in this together, and we all like collectively decide that these are the rules that we abide by. And it is different out, like, say, on the boardwalk. The rules are different, but they still exist.
Yes.
And anywhere you go, there are going to be variations on how it's acceptable to behave, but those rules do exist.
Mm-hmm.
And the macro analogy is like kind of what Trump is doing in the world. He's breaking these rules and putting in jeopardy the United States' standing in the world in a lot of ways, like, because these other countries are looking at us and not thinking like, oh, this is like him, this is us. Like, the perception of the United States is really undergoing some changes in the world, and we may get kicked out of the community, in a real way. And and going back down to the individual, like if you can't abide by the particular rules of your community, you make it kicked out of that community and end up, outside.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily luck. It's deciding to once again, kind of follow the rules. Because for a long time I didn't care about the rules, and then slowly but surely, all these negative things started happening to me because I was in a group of people that felt that society's plan or guidelines, or however you want to put it, didn't apply.
Yes.
Yeah. It's very interesting, and we say over and over and over again, well, something's got to give, but I don't know what that looks like, because I don't see any clear solution.
No.
Going forward. It's pretty, I don't know. I don't even know the word to describe what that it feels like. It's kind of scary though.
It's pretty, it's like, it's being in a train that's out of control going downhill without any brakes.
Right. And
so you kind of
seems endless.
Yes.
There's no apparent brick wall.
No, but people keep talking about the brick wall though.
But
yeah, right.
Right, so this constant, feeling of impending doom.
Yes.
Right. Like walking down a dark, unlit hallway that has an end, but you don't know what's at the other end of it, but you keep going forward knowing that eventually this hallway will end.
Yes, but everyone's telling you along the way as well. Like everyone in the doors that you're passing is going, oh, it's going to end. Oh, there's a wall up there, and then you keep going. There's no wall. Yeah.
Right. So, and you're looking at the people on the side, going, oh, how do I get in there? Like, oh, you can't come here.
Yeah. There's no room. Seats taken. Seats taken.
Right. Man. So speaking of endless highways, it's Travvy.
It's Travvy. He's doing well.
I think so. I think he's doing well, and he got mad at me for reaching out to him a little bit. Asking him to come home.
Yeah.
And because, part of the reason was, ironically, is that he was talking about some, self-harm, and, and I felt obligated to, say, hey, we're here, or come home.
Yeah.
But I did it for a reason, I wanted to, wake him up to the fact that, he wasn't forgotten, we still care about him. We're rooting for him, but if he's going through, loneliness and despair, there is a solution, and it's not a cop-out to, turn around. But apparently things got better pretty quick. He got tires, which is obviously a necessity.
Yeah.
He's back at it. He's up in the mountains of Nevada now, I guess, or excuse me, Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. It's
amazing.
I'm into it again. I'm into the Travvy adventures again.
I think what I'm really hooked on it too. I think it's really, really an interesting, compelling storyline. Watching this man sort of bike his way across America, or whatever, 2 states so far,
Hey man, that counts.
Yeah, dude, I wouldn't do it. Fuck, I'd be done. Be done in a day.
Right. But it's pretty exciting. I tried to get him to because he asked me what, or he put up a social media post regarding what his goal is or how he's doing, and I wrote that it's confusion. And he threw up a sad face, and I said, no, not in a bad way. that you're literally all over the map, you know,
Yeah.
because I keep seeing signs of like him talking about don't get wrapped up in the world's dealings and you know, like live independently, live your life without all these distractions, and then immediately him putting up some weird article about like the newest world order or whatever it is. Like,
Yeah.
like, okay, well, didn't you just say that not to get wrapped up in that, and that, you know, social media is like conducting your brain? So take your own advice, you know, like really like get into it. Like I want to see more documentation about your journey and less about the quote unquote evil world that you're leaving. And, cause I think that would be really beneficial to him to stop with, so much of the conspiracy, like research and talk and focus more on what he's doing, because it could be really important, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. He doesn't really like, sorry, yeah, I had to use the restroom. I actually muted you during the noisy part.
This is,
you know, life happens during this.
Man.
The raw deal. You're live with Hollywood, Hulk Hogan.
No.
The thing is with Travvy is he does struggle with living in the now, and kind of like, I mean, but yes, I agree. Like if he just focused on the journey and documenting that and documenting sort of what he's seeing more, because I'd be super interested in these little towns he's visiting. You know, what does he see there? What kind of graffiti is there? What, you know, where does he stay at night? What, you know, how do you survive it when you do this, you know?
Right. What's he eating? You know, what's he like?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because those shots of the old, rundown abandoned truck stop were awesome.
They were incredible. They were
like,
incredible.
I want to see more of that. That's right.
Yeah, me
Come
too.
on, documentarian, you know, he's a
right?
videographer. Let's go.
Yeah, stop with the chemtrails and get on your documenting, you know? This whole
right,
conspiracy thing and this whole anti-social media thing is bullshit because it's saving your butt, you know?
Well, he's on, right. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that he's trying to bash the platform that he's on.
Yeah.
Because what will happen, you know, I guess if he's gonna knock out his like whole foundation. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
Don't trash like the floor that you're standing on, because that's your floor, you know that.
Yeah, yeah.
But right or wrong, like all the videos and the points of view and philosophies, like we know, like we know where he stands, you know, like, and anybody who knows him knows where he stands on all these topics. Like, I'd rather hear about him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I'm excited again about like his journey, which is cool, because I was really having some doubts.
I know you were. I was pretty certain the whole time. I'm sure, even in the darkness, I get where he's at, and I know him. I know him well enough to know that he'll get through that regardless. You know?
Exactly. Sure. All right.
So shall we do a Charlie Sheen update?
Is there a Charlie Sheen update?
I gave you one. What?
You know what that means?
No.
You know what's coming. His new collaboration.
It's a rapper, right? No.
Pump. Oh,
I don't know her.
Him. It's
a him?
It's a him. Yeah, and he has a song out right now called Eskeetit.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I don't know how Charlie Sheen is going to fit into that, but, yeah.
So get the update, read at least the headline so people know what the fuck is going on.
Well, you know, our fans are real big on Little Pump. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
He's legit.
Yeah?
Sure he is. You never heard his song Gucci Gang?
No.
Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. That's the whole song, right?
Yeah.
Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably get a copyright notice for that.
Probably get flagged.
Okay, so here we go. Little Pump recruits Charlie Sheen to star in his upcoming Drug Addict music video. All right, so I can read some of the article here. Excuse me. It looks like Lil Pump's social media antics are paying off, as the rising superstar was able to tap Charlie Sheen for his upcoming music video. The Gucci Gang rapper posted a clip of himself with a veteran Hollywood actor yesterday, June 7th, showing them standing next to each other on a set of Pump's drug addict visuals. While fans will have to wait for the finished video to drop sometime in the future to see the final product, Pump and Sheen assured viewers that they have some epic collaboration work on the way. Charlie Sheen, what we doing right now? Pump asks. Well, I'm out to make history, the actor responds.
Winning!
Yeah.
I'm about to make history. This is going to be historic. Winning!
Yeah, so, he's back. You can't hold back, Chuck Sheen, man.
No, not even AIDS can hold Chuck Sheen back, man.
I have 0 AIDS in my blood. Winning.
Yeah, I have, Go ahead. Huh?
Well, he's got the Magic Johnson AIDS, I think. I know for a long time we were discussing the fact that he had his own Charlie Sheen brand of AIDS, but I don't know if that's accurate. He may have contracted the Magic Johnson version, which shows up and then says, "Fuck this, I'm out." Like, there's no point.
That's kind of glossing over it. That's kind of glossing over what happened, because what happened was really racist, actually, with Magic Johnson AIDS.
Really?
Yeah, the Magic Johnson AIDS got treated with the $1 million treatment that was available for Magic Johnson because Magic Johnson had that money, while all of the people in his hood who had the Magic Johnson AIDS and all the girls that he gave it to died.
Oh, okay.
Or suffered. You know?
Gotcha.
I mean, so Charlie does have the Magic Johnson AIDS in that he paid for it to kind of go away. You know?
I see. Interesting.
As you can do when you have money.
Right, of course. Like you can move into a house, maybe not Charlie Sheen's mansion for $43,000 a month, but maybe we could rent that out and put a bunch of homeless people in there.
It could be doable.
So like 100 homeless people is $500 a pop. $500 a month to get like 100 of them, and like just move them into his mansion. It's got 12 bathrooms.
Yeah,
it's like, that would work out okay. Like,
it would work perfect.
8 to 10 homeless people per bathroom. Like, and throw like 10 in a room.
Yeah, bunk beds.
Yeah, sure. We're solving the homeless problem.
Winning.
One room at a time. Winning.
Hey, listen, Harvey, I know you've been talking to yourself for 15 years on the streets and pissing yourself, but I want to give you my hooker room. It's the room with the dead hookers on the wall and the shit smeared on the side of it. Winning!
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Speaking of fantastic,
do
we have an Arnie update? I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, I don't have this in front of me, so you may have to click it for me, because I'm on the phone and you have the tablet.
Sure,
it's something to do with New Zealand and the person from Christchurch tweeting at me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. So, can you have any? Let's see. Here we go. Oh. So.
Yeah.
it looks like there's the mayor of Christchurch is trying to lure Arnold Schwarzenegger to New Zealand.
Ooh.
Christchurch Mayor Leanne Dalziel is trying to woo the Terminator to the city.
Did she legalize fucking nannies?
Well, it's not to take out critics of coronation or the town hall budget blowout, but to spread awareness of the impact of climate change.
Yeah. That's my fight.
Climate change is not a political issue, it's a health issue.
It's my battle.
Yeah. So she wants him to come to New Zealand and spread the message of climate change.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but, I'm here to spread the message. Here's the message. The climate is changing. Okay, goodbye. Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently after the call was sent out, people asked the mayor about any updates, and she was silent, didn't reply. And then people asked Schwarzenegger for comment, and he has not responded.
Yeah.
So
radio silence. Radio silence. Keep the chopper down to the low minimum. We must fly it at 10 degrees altitude. Yeah.
Well, he was just, what's weird about this is that he was just there spreading the word about climate change, and then she asked him to come back.
Yeah, it's part 2, like Terminator 2, we come back, the rise of the machine, it's fantastic.
Sure. So that's less than interesting, but at least we do have the current Arnold Schwarzenegger update, which is really important. I think that there should always be an Arnold Schwarzenegger update because I don't really have a good reason why, but I think there should always be an update. Yeah,
it's important. Yeah. It's the most important time of the day for the update. Yeah. I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking. And my head is pumping up, and I'm back in the gym, thrusting the Mexican growth hormone and the steroid into my head. I've had the quintuple, quadruple. It's fundable. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, all right. So we've got a couple more listener topics that are kind of in the air. But I don't know because I really am. I think I've fulfilled my requirement for discussion topics this round. Do you have anything else?
Well, I'd like to ask you about that seminar thing that came to your school and just how they get in. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't remember what they were called exactly, but it was this whole big self-esteem kick that happened in the 80s. And then there was an appropriations bill in California that gave this group $250,000 over 3 years to go spread the word about how self-esteem is everything to everybody, and it'll improve your grades, it'll improve everything. And so I remember it was a week. We had this big group of people. I think they were called the All Stars or something. And it was just a week. It was just a week long of good feeling, you're I'm okay, you're okay seminars, and clapping and giving each other positive affirmations. And it became, and as kids we were this is bullshit. Immediately this is what's going on here. And then it died a horrible death because people started questioning whether or not this really had any meaningful impact, if it was if the science was real. And then I think they sent the research to I think Stanford and Berkeley, and the results came back indicating that that there was really no effect, like that all of this was just like hot air, basically, and could even be somewhat like damaging, because basically what you're doing is ignoring reality and just saying that, well, if you feel better about yourself, then of course everything's going to be better.
Right. Exactly.
I think we still feel the repercussions from that California. It was primarily California, that movement. The idea that if bad things happen to you, it must be that you're like a bad person, or until the bad things happen to the person who's saying that, and then they blame everybody else. Right. So I don't know why that came up. I think it came up because of it was it's like cultish, and it was almost like not necessarily like a troubled teen thing, but very parallel to that. Like, because that was like the beginning of really that stuff too, in a large way, that industry, around the same time. So it was like, hey, well, what about all the self-esteem stuff, kid? Aren't you better now? Oh, you're still misbehaving? Well, we're going to send you to this horrible boarding school now. Where they thought, the parents thought, in a lot of cases maybe, that the kids were going to get more of that.
Sure.
But on AMP, like completely, because that was all peer-to-peer too. It was all like the students need to like affirm like each other, and like say that, you're great too. So I can't stand stuff like that. It just it's not beneficial, and certainly it can be harmful.
Yeah, I think it's incredibly unhealthy.
Yeah,
and I think
it really avoids reality, right?
And I think it's totally cultish, and I think it stems out of something that was quite sinister, to be honest with you, in its inception.
Right.
And clearly
Go ahead.
Was clearly spun as well, and used for horrible things, and it's still being used,
Yeah. This kind of came out of, and I think even the WASP stuff came out of, what was called the Human Potential Movement in a bunch of hippies in the 60s,
that's exactly what it came out of.
The potential, like, in all people, and the development of their human potential, like that. Yeah. That alone can give you a great quality of life with happiness, creativity, that kind of stuff. Just because, not because that you're anything that anyone's doing, or that you're productive, or that you have interests in anything. Just the fact that you're a person, so therefore you're great. Yeah. Or not great. And if you're not great, we're going to like force you into being like the best human you can be.
Right. You don't have a choice to be great now.
Right.
You're gonna be great regardless.
It's all that Tony Robbins shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, right, I know. I'm getting creeped out just by the topic. Yeah, so that's what that was. That just like popped up in my head because someone was talking about it, I think, online, a classmate of mine, and how weird it was. Yeah. Because it just took everybody out of the normal routines of school, and we're like being like preached to by these like, you can do it, people, like, and we're doing it. Don't we got this? We're doing it. Yeah, and
the thing is when they go away, nothing changes. You go back to doing it again, and you're still doing
right.
It's not like they stay there the whole time just fluffing your shoulders for the rest of your life, jerking you off and making you feel good,
Exactly.
That's not reality at all.
True.
And it's sort of like this false niceness, and I'm sure potentially, like, it created targets for bullying just within those seminars that you were doing, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. It's just silly stuff. Shouldn't have been in your school, man. Shouldn't have been allowed in school.
No, but there was all this like, it really was based on a bunch of lies that were put together in order to get money, of course, because that's almost always the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just a bunch of BS, but it really kind of affected a whole, you know, at least like in California, a whole generation of kids that were exposed to this. And, yeah. And then if you didn't buy into it, you were considered weird. Or
were these sessions all day, and did they go through the entire school day? I mean, did you not have classes? So you didn't
classes,
have.
But every time we went outside, there were these like people.
Oh God, no!
Handing out like booklets and ribbons and stickers.
Oh God.
And stuff. Yeah, and then there were these big like productions at lunch and breaks with a stage and music, and it was just weird. It was
that's so strange, Marcus.
But you know what's funny about it is that these people, like as opposed to like the pray the gay away folks, or the real strict like we're going to control you kind of environment and we're going to fix you. These people were actually opposed to those people. Like the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
The other side of the coin, where everyone was included, where everyone was cool, where everybody was great, regardless of what it was that you were about. Like,
right,
really necessarily any better. Like,
yeah, but also like it's the breaking of collectivism, you know, and sort of like, you know, you're preaching individualism, but an unreal individualism. You know?
Right. We're going to be individual altogether. Like
Exactly. How the fuck is that going to work? How are you going to do that? Right.
I don't know. That's why, I think that's why it died a pretty quick death, that whole movement.
Yeah.
Which was good. It should have, because it kind of was exposed as, I mean, immediately people were like clowning the whole, speaking of clowns, they were clowning the whole idea that, we can make everything like bright. It was like very Brady Bunch, you know.
Sure.
But yeah, that was it. It just kind of popped up as a remnant of the past, and kind of interesting. But yeah, there it is.
Okay.
The human potential movement. We got something from Chunks.
Okay.
I think this will be great to close it out with. So is this true? Is Rhonda Rousey making her first WWE Championship match for the title this Sunday?
She is. She's got her first one, and she's going to lose, and she's going to be betrayed by someone, I believe, because that's the flip. She's not ready yet to be a champion. She's never done a full match.
Right.
Like, she did a tag match at WrestleMania. And that was kind of like, she showed a few moves and that was it. And then since then, they're kind of hyping this next match with this big chick who's like a man.
Oh no.
Her name's Nia Jax.
Uh-huh.
And she's huge. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so interesting. All right. Well, there you go. So Chunks gets the last word on this
Hey,
episode.
do me a favor, message Chunks and ask him what he thinks the spin is going to be on the match, like how he thinks it's going to go. See if we can get like a live time thing, and we'll just kind of fill for a little bit while waiting.
Right. I'm sending the message now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think Natalya will interfere and betray Ronda Rousey, causing her to lose the title. And then it'll be a feud between Natalya and Ronda for a while. that'll be settled at some point, leading to Rhonda winning the title in WrestleMania next year.
Okay.
That's my thought on it.
Right. He tapped in a half an hour ago, so about this topic he wanted.
Oh, well, he probably won't answer live, yeah.
Well, maybe. Well. And
Okay.
let's see why not. I mean, so he's still, let's see if he's still,
active.
Live here. Active.
Yeah, winning, I'm active.
All right, Chunks. So he seems to be doing better now that he's back up in Modesto. He looks better, that's for sure.
Good. Yeah, he wasn't looking too good.
No, he wasn't. He was looking pretty ragged.
He wasn't taking good care of himself out there, but it's kind of hard to do on that sunset, you know?
It sure is. Sure is.
There's this whole thing that Bonin's proposed called a bridge home that's going to give 100 people a spot in a homeless camp here, local supposedly.
All right.
And then they're kind of just going to say, okay, well, we've taken care of the homeless. And leaving the other 900 on the street. So there's this protest that's happening on the 20th outside of, I won't be here, although I said I'm going. I am in full support of this protest. It's going to be outside of the school on Main Street, on Abbott Kinney. I can't remember what school that is, but it's on Westminster and Abbott Kinney.
Oh, the Westminster Elementary School?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Hey, you know who goes there?
Who?
My nephew.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he just graduated from kindergarten. Brixton.
What? Yeah.
He's a cool kid, man. Oh
how
my gosh,
awesome!
Yeah,
it's so cool. Do you talk to your sister often?
About once a week.
Good.
Yeah. She's moving to Sherman Oaks.
Oh wow!
So she's gonna be my neighbor.
Ooh, won't you be my neighbor?
One city over.
Yep.
Oh, here we got a response. We got a response from Chunks.
Yes.
This is a great way to
live Chunks on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. There we go. Let's see. Oh, he says he doesn't know until Sunday. He's like, he's not, let's see. Okay. Chuck says, I don't know. I think Natalya is going to cash in on her during the Nia Jax match.
That would make sense, actually. That would be amazing.
We got a little soundbite, too.
Okay.
Natalia's going to win the Money in the Bank, cash in during the Nia Jax Rhonda Rousey fucking match, and then the rivalry will begin between two good friends, Rhonda Rousey and Natalya.
You catch that?
Yeah, that's probably exactly how it'll go. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay,
so we
cool.
got like virtual Chunks. And
yeah, that's so awesome. He's part of the show.
The final word. Now he's on the show. Yeah, in fact, I'm probably going to get Chunks to fill in for you when you're
Yeah, you should do that. You should do that. That would be great.
Right. Chunks take over. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to end the recording now. Hold on.
All right, brother.